Hi, my name is Jen, and today I wanted to share hopefully some positive ideas and resources surrounding the coronavirus. So right now we are still in the midst of it in the United States, and it's really crazy. It's so scary. There have been some days that have just felt very overwhelming, and I imagine I'm not alone in that. There's just so many things about this virus that limit us and that take away some of our autonomy. And I found that that is something that is really frustrating as well. All of the things that I come up with that I can't do, it really makes me feel powerless, and that also scares me and frustrates me. So I just wanted to take some time and share some ideas that I've had on things that you can do when I am really scared about something or fearful or I feel powerless. And I found that by thinking about the things that I can do and trying to do those things, that helps me to just keep moving forward, and that does give me a little bit more of that autonomy back. So I have made a couple of lists of things that I can do. This is not totally exhaustive, but if you have other ideas, please share them in the comments down below. My goal is to share these ideas and tips, and hopefully they'll help you through this process. I have another list of things you can do to help others. So again, this is not exhaustive, but I did try to think of a number of different ideas. If you have other ideas, please leave them in the comments below. So to start out, things you can do to help others. This is a repeat from the other list, but it is really important, and that is to social distance and stay at home. I think that it is just so important. This feels like you're not doing anything, but with the nature of the virus, with how it spreads, with how you can have it and not know it, I think it's just better to err on the side of caution, and especially for people who have to go out there for their jobs and other things like that. I don't want to be putting them at risk. So I want to try and make sure that I'm doing the best that I can do to not go out and to not spread it, because I don't want to spread it, but the virus doesn't really care if you want to or not. Another thing you can do is to encourage those around you to stay inside. Again, according to the experts and the nature of this virus, it spreads very, very easily, and you may not ever know that you had it. Some people will know, some people won't. They're asymptomatic. So as a result, you don't know if you're going out is going to endanger someone or not. So I highly recommend erring on the side of caution. I'm trying to do what I can to be responsible, and I'm trying to encourage those around me. Not only do I not want them to hurt others, but I don't want them to get it, and I don't want to lose them. So if there are people around you who aren't taking it seriously or who are going out, please reach out to them. Sometimes you're the only person who can. The next thing you can do, and I did mention this a little bit before, there are a few repeats, but there are also a lot of other ideas too. So another one that is a bit of a repeat is to plan outings and orders. So before, I was able to just get orders for things that I wanted, and if I needed something, I could go out and get it, the next week if I need it. But now I'm really trying to make decisions based on a few weeks or a few months. So if I'm placing an order, for instance, at Ulta, I placed an order during the 21 Days of Beauty. I got one item that was on sale, and instead of just leaving it there, I thought about some of the products that I'll be running out of in the next few weeks and months, and I ordered a few of those items. So that way I got one order, it was one bundle, and I got all of the things that I needed. So I think that that's really important. Again, I think it's good to just plan and really try and be as considerate and conscientious of others as possible. Another thing you can do is you can make masks or supplies. I know there are a number of different people who are sewing different masks and donating them to hospitals and other places that are in need of them. I think that's so great. I don't have any supplies or skills that I can use in that area right now, but if you do have some supplies that you can make things, I definitely recommend that. I think that that's something that's really great to be able to really try to help other people and fill a need. especially if there are limited supplies. So I think that's a really great thing to do. Another thing you can do, and I have done this, is to donate to different organizations. There are a lot of people who are really trying to help. You can donate to organizations that are helping to feed the poor or hungry. You can donate to organizations helping with housing. You can donate to medical research organizations and different studies, so that way a cure can be found a lot quicker, or you can help supplies get to places where they're needed. So I think that that is another really great thing that you can do, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home. And I think that that really, really helps people. So that's another great thing to do to help others. Another thing you can do, and some people have mixed feelings on this, but I think it's really important, you can really look into government agencies or parties or different elections and really look into kind of politics and spend some extra time hearing different arguments and saying their reactions and responses and really just thinking about it, because the way that you vote really has a lot of implications more than just in one or two issues. It impacts so many different things, and I think we're seeing some of that here. So I really recommend using some time to really think a little bit more intentionally about your vote, because that really impacts people in so many different areas. So I think if you have a little bit of extra time, definitely use that to see how your vote and the people who are representing you now, how they're responding to things and what consequences or benefits there are to that. Another thing you can do is a mail-in vote. That is, of course, if your state or national government allow it, definitely I would recommend a mail-in vote as opposed to going in person. Again, just slow the spread as much as possible. Another thing you can do is volunteer to phone bank or send out texts or emails for a different politician. I think that that can be really helpful, and again, really give you a chance to do some good, as politicians do impact so many areas of our lives. So this is something that I think really can help people. Another thing you can do, this is a repeat from before, but I think that this can really help people as well, and that's to go through your house and declutter all of the things that you don't need or you think somebody else would appreciate more. You could go through your clothes or books or your pantry. There may be just some things that you're not going to eat no matter what, but there are some things that potentially you have that you don't need and somebody else could really use. And I would recommend waiting until this is over, again, just because we don't know about the virus. It can survive for a little while on different surfaces. So I'm planning on keeping the items. I have them in a bag, and I have set the bag up on a high shelf in a closet where I won't be coming in contact with it. And I plan on just waiting a couple of weeks after this all clears up, and then I'm going to make a number of donations. So that way I'm not spreading anything, or it's not laying dormant somewhere and then it starts up again or anything. Another thing that you can do to help others is to check in with your friends and family virtually and to spread positivity. I think that it's really good to just send out messages or to call people and just see how they're doing, and also share some encouraging words with them. Share what they mean to you, how they've impacted your life, some fun memories. I think that everyone is just feeling a little down and overwhelmed from this, as this is a very scary thing. So I think as much as we can be there for each other, I think that that is a good and positive thing that is helpful. Another thing you can do is educate yourself on a political topic. I mentioned how politics really impact and affect so many different areas of our lives, and there's so many different things out there to learn about and to educate yourself on. And so I think using this time to make you a more informed voter and citizen, I think is really helpful. I actually plan to do that. I'm working on a few books right now, but the next book that I'm going to start reading is this one here. It's called The Travels of a T-Shirt in the Global Economy, and I'll put a close-up of this so you can see the title and the author. I think that it's really important to learn more about things that you're not as knowledgeable in. So I'm not as knowledgeable about economics and the global economy. I know a little bit more about how it works locally and nationally, but we are in a global economy. We're interconnected, and how one person does impacts other people around the world. So I think that it's just really important to learn about that and to try and better yourself, so when you do go and vote, you're voting with more information. So this is one of the books that I hope to help me to be a better, more responsible voter and citizen. So I'm really excited to read this. Another thing that you can do is to organize a game night or a book club, again, a virtual game night or book club with friends and family. I think as we're not going out, a lot of us are losing some of our social activities, and we're losing kind of that community, and I think that it's really important to try and maintain that as much as possible. So I think that a game night is really fun. There are a number of apps where you can play games. I know Cards Against Humanity has an app, and you can Skype or FaceTime or something while playing the game, so that way you're interacting with each other in real time. I'm sure there's lots of other games and programs out there. That's just one that I know of. You can also do a Facebook group with friends and family where you read a book together. There are paper books that you could read, of course. So those are the different ideas I have on the different topics and categories. There are, of course, a lot more ideas. Again, if you have any, please leave them in the comments below. If you would like more ideas on specific categories or different things that you can do with kids or when making phone calls or other things like that, please leave them in the comments, and I will be happy to come up with whatever ideas and resources I can to help out. I do want to try and help out, so if there is something, please let me know. I hope that you have a great day.